Imagine this. You accidentally bump into someone, knock their coffee out of their hand, and all you can say is sorry, sorry, sorry while they stare at you. Or you're late to a meeting, everyone's looking at you, and your brain just goes completely blank. Today, we fix that. I'm going to give you the exact sentences to handle any awkward situation in English, smoothly, naturally, confidently. In fact, let's start right now. Repeat after me. I'm so sorry. That was completely my fault. Say it out loud. Done? Good. That's your first sentence of today. Let's get 34 more. Welcome back to Easy English Classroom. I'm David.
And I'm Alice. Week 2, Day 9. We're on a roll.
We really are. And today's topic is one everyone needs: how to apologize and handle awkward situations in English. Today's goal: 35 spoken sentences plus 5 apology phrases that will save you in real life every time.
Honestly, I've needed this episode my whole English learning life.
Ha! I think a lot of our listeners feel exactly the same way. Before we go deeper, let's do a quick 3-sentence warm-up drill right now. Repeat each sentence immediately after I say it.
All ready? Okay, ready.
I'm really sorry about that.
I'm really sorry about that.
That was entirely my fault.
That was entirely my fault.
Please let me make it up to you.
Please let me make it up to you.
3 sentences in, 30 seconds gone. That's how we do it. Now, let's build on those.
Okay, so my honest fear about apologies in English, I always just say sorry and then stand there awkwardly not knowing what to say next. In my own language, I know exactly how to handle these moments. In English, I freeze.
That's such a specific and real fear, and you're absolutely not alone. The thing is, sorry by itself actually sounds weaker in English than most learners think. Native speakers almost always add something after it, a reason, an offer to fix it, or a reassurance. Sorry alone can sometimes even sound dismissive, like you're just saying it to end the conversation.
Oh wow, I had no idea. I thought sorry was enough.
It's a start, but it's rarely enough on its own. Today we're going to build complete apology phrases, not just single words. And here's the good news. The structure is simple and repeatable once you learn it.
Simple and repeatable. That's exactly what I need.
Let's build it together. Let's upgrade some common apology situations. You bump into a stranger on the street. What do you say?
Oh, sorry.
Good reflex. Let's upgrade. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Perfect. You apologized and checked on them. That's what sounds natural. Next, you're late to meet a friend. What do you say?
Sorry I'm late.
Let's expand. I'm so sorry I kept you waiting. Traffic was a nightmare. I should have left earlier.
I'm so sorry I kept you waiting. Traffic was a nightmare. I should have left earlier.
Notice the structure. Apology, then reason, then self-accountability. That's the full package. Next, you said something that accidentally upset someone. What do you say?
I didn't mean it like that. Sorry.
Let's polish. I'm sorry if that came out wrong. That's not what I meant at all.
I'm sorry if that came out wrong.
Came out wrong. Brilliant natural phrase. Pause right now, listeners, and repeat that one yourself. I'm sorry if that came out wrong. Last warm-up. You forgot to reply to someone's message. What do you say?
Sorry, I forget.
Let's fix the tense and expand. I'm so sorry I forgot to reply. Things got really hectic this week.
I'm so sorry I forgot to reply. Things got really hectic this week.
Every single one of those was apology plus reason. That's the formula working. Let's go deeper. Speaker 2, what's the most awkward situation you've ever been in, where you needed to apologize but didn't know how?
Oh, one time I was at a cafe and I accidentally sat at someone's table. Their bag was on the other chair, but I didn't see it. When they came back, I just said, "Oh, sorry," and ran away. I felt terrible because I didn't know how to handle it properly.
Ha, that's such a relatable story. And honestly, the situation wasn't even that serious, but not having the right words made it feel 10 times worse. What would have been the ideal thing to say?
Maybe explain that I didn't see the bag and apologize more properly?
Exactly. Try this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize this seat was taken. I completely missed your bag. Please sit down.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize this seat was taken. I completely missed your bag. Please sit down.
That's so much better. It explains, it apologizes, and it offers the solution all at once. That's our grammar point for today. A complete apology in English usually has three parts. Number one, the apology itself. Number two, the reason or explanation. Number three, an offer to fix it or a reassurance. Like, I'm sorry I missed the meeting. I had an emergency at home. Let me send you my notes right away.
Apology, reason, fix. That's a really clean structure.
Simple enough to remember under pressure, which is exactly when you need it. Now, what's the difference between I'm sorry and I apologize?
I think I apologize sounds more formal.
Exactly right. I'm sorry is warm and personal, used with friends, family, casual situations. I apologize is more formal, better for professional settings or when you want to show extra seriousness. Here's an idiom connected to apologies. When you want to fix a mistake you made for someone, we say, make it up to you. Like, let me make it up to you. Dinner's on me tonight.
Oh, I've heard that phrase before. Make it up to you. So it means you'll do something nice to compensate?
Exactly. It shows you're not just saying sorry, you're actually doing something about it. Try it in a sentence.
I'm so sorry I canceled our plans. Let me make it up to you this weekend.
Perfect. Warm, genuine, and forward-looking. Now, pause here, listeners. Say this out loud right now. Let me make it up to you. Good. What about situations where you didn't actually do anything wrong, but someone is upset? How do you handle that?
That's tricky. I usually just apologize anyway, even if it wasn't my fault, just to make things calm down.
That's a very common approach, but there's a smarter phrase. I'm sorry you feel that way. It shows empathy without admitting fault. You're acknowledging their feelings, not the mistake.
I'm sorry you feel that way. That's actually very useful, especially at work.
Incredibly useful. And one more. When an awkward situation resolves itself and someone says sorry to you, a warm, natural response is, don't worry about it. Honestly, it's no big deal.
Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's no big deal.
That phrase alone can defuse almost any awkward moment instantly. Role play time. First scenario. You accidentally spilled water on someone's laptop at a coffee shop. I'll be that person. Oh no, my laptop.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That was completely my fault. Here, let me help you dry it. I really hope it's okay. I feel terrible.
It's okay. I think it's fine. Thank you for helping.
I'm so relieved. I'm really sorry again. Please let me know if anything is wrong with it.
That was a high-pressure scenario handled with total grace. You apologized, you took responsibility, you offered immediate help, and you followed up. Excellent.
I felt nervous even in a role play, so I can imagine how hard that is in real life.
Exactly why we practice it here first. Second scenario. You forgot a friend's birthday and they just texted you. I'll be the friend. Hey, you forgot my birthday, didn't you?
Oh no, I did, and I'm ashamed. I'm really sorry. There's absolutely no excuse. Can I take you out to dinner this week to make it up to you?
Okay, apology accepted. Dinner sounds good. Beautiful. You didn't make excuses, you owned it fully, and you immediately offered to fix it. That combination is incredibly effective.
I've actually been in that situation before in real life, and I handled it much worse.
Well, next time you'll have the words ready. Third scenario. You interrupted someone during a meeting without realizing it. I'll be your colleague. So the plan for next quarter is to focus on customer retention.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just cut you off. Please go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. As I was saying, the plan is to focus on customer retention.
Thank you. And sorry again. I'll let you finish before I jump in next time.
That was so professional and self-aware. You apologized, you gave back the floor, and you showed you'd do better. That's exactly how confident speakers handle interruptions.
These role plays keep feeling more natural every day.
Shadowing drill time. And listeners, say every sentence out loud with speaker 2. Ready?
Ready.
I'm so sorry. That was completely my fault.
I'm so sorry. That was completely my fault.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
I'm sorry if that came out wrong.
I'm sorry if that came out wrong.
Please let me make it up to you.
Please let me make it up to you.
I apologize for the confusion.
I apologize for the confusion.
I'm so sorry I kept you waiting.
I'm so sorry I kept you waiting.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
Don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
I completely understand why you're upset.
I completely understand why you're upset.
Thank you for being so understanding about it.
Thank you for being so understanding about it.
That's 10 more sentences, plus the 3 we did at the very start. 13 apology sentences today alone, and combined with everything else, you've spoken well over 35 sentences total.
I didn't even count, but it felt effortless today.
Effortless is the goal. Pause right now, listeners, and pick your favorite sentence from today's drill. Say it one more time out loud before we move on. Let's lock in today's vocabulary. First word, apologize. To say sorry formally or sincerely. I'd like to apologize for the misunderstanding. Your turn.
I want to apologize for being late to our meeting yesterday.
Very professional. Next, fault. Responsibility for a mistake. This was entirely my fault.
I admitted it was my fault and apologized immediately.
Great ownership in that sentence. Next, awkward. Uncomfortable or embarrassing. There was an awkward silence after the mistake.
It was an awkward moment, but I handled it as calmly as I could.
Nice composure in that sentence. Next, interrupt. To speak or act when someone else is speaking. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I accidentally interrupted my colleague during the presentation.
Very relatable. Next, compensate. To give something to make up for a loss or mistake. Let me compensate you for the trouble.
The company compensated us for the delayed flight.
Excellent and practical. Next, misunderstanding. A situation where something is understood incorrectly. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
I think there was a misunderstanding. That's not what I meant to say.
Perfect. Next, sincere. Genuine, truly meant. Please accept my sincere apology.
I gave a sincere apology and he accepted it right away.
Lovely. Last word, reassure. To say something to remove someone's fears or worries. She reassured him that everything was fine.
I tried to reassure my friend that I wasn't upset with her anymore.
8 vocabulary words, all locked in with your own original sentences. Well done. Quiz time. Answer in full sentences. Question 1. What are the 3 parts of a complete apology in English?
The 3 parts are the apology itself, the reason or explanation, and an offer to fix the situation or a reassurance.
Excellent. Question 2. What's the difference between I'm sorry and I apologize?
I'm sorry is warmer and more personal, used in casual or emotional situations, while I apologize is more formal and used in professional settings.
Perfect distinction. Question 3. What does make it up to you mean?
It means you'll do something nice or helpful to compensate for a mistake or disappointment you caused someone.
Great recall. Question 4. When is I'm sorry you feel that way useful?
It's useful when someone is upset but you didn't actually do anything wrong. It shows empathy without admitting fault.
Excellent situational understanding. Last question. How do you feel about handling awkward apology situations in English now?
Honestly, I feel so much more prepared. I used to just say sorry and freeze. Now I have a complete structure: apology, reason, fix, and actual sentences I can use in any situation in English.
That's a huge shift, and it happened in under 25 minutes. Let's recap. 1. We did a 3-sentence mini drill in the very first 2 minutes. 2. We warmed up with 4 upgraded apology situations. 3. We had a deep conversation about apology structure, the make it up to you idiom, and the difference between sorry and I apologize. 4. We practiced 3 role plays: spilled water at a cafe, a forgotten birthday, and interrupting at a meeting. 5. We shadowed 10 essential apology sentences. 6. We learned 8 vocabulary words. And 7. We quizzed everything. That's day 9 of 30, complete.
And I've said so many sentences today, I genuinely lost count.
That's the exact point. When you stop counting and just start talking, that's real fluency in progress. If today's episode made awkward situations feel less scary, please like and subscribe. Your support helps more learners find this series every day.
And here's your homework. Today, think of one real situation where you needed to apologize in English but didn't know what to say. Now, write it out using today's 3-part structure: apology, reason, fix, and say it out loud at least 5 times.
And leave a comment with this. What's the most awkward situation you've had to handle in English? We'd love to read it.
Next is day 10, and we're hitting a big milestone. We're covering expressing emotions and feelings in English.
See you then. Keep speaking, keep shadowing. The right words will always come when you've practiced them enough.
Bye, everyone.